How are we going with Lockyer? Oh, he's here.
What?
Great.
Where is he?
Hot off the press. We were gibbering away. Mate, how are you? Darren Lockyer, everyone.
Yeah, morning, everyone. Yeah, no, I'm well.
Mate, the grand final on Sunday night, of course, Lockyer will be there with Channel 9 and all of the live coverage on 9. But you all right? What's going on?
Looking for a run or
on a
something?
run. Running?
Me?
Yeah.
Are you topless?
No, I just walked out the front door of the house. I'm just getting out of the chaos. The kids are having breakfast.
Okay.
The wife's yelling at the kids,
Yeah, I
so
was
I'm
gonna
getting out of
say,
there.
that makes me puffed as well. So that's
the
fair.
morning mayhem.
That's the only reason he goes for his morning run, is just to escape the family chaos.
That's exactly right, Lutzy.
But this premiership decider on Sunday night, Melbourne and Penrith, I don't think there'd be too many people that could argue against the fact that the two best teams from this year are going to play it out in the decider. They've been outstanding, both of them.
Yeah, I think Penrith, I at the start of the year, I just sort of felt that, they've had their run and it'd be very big effort for them to get back to a grand final. They've made it, so it's a huge achievement from them. And obviously, they've been the champion team for the last. Well, this is their fifth straight grand final, so that's a huge effort. I think the silver lining for them with Nathan Cleary not playing Origin means that he's mentally fresh, but physically, I don't think he's 100% there, which is probably going to play a part in the result. But for the Storm, it's just another testament to Craig Bellamy, the fact that he can, keep getting them to grand finals.
Yeah, I mean, how much, as a player, how much, and you had some great coaches that you've, played with and against and everything, but how much is that the Bellamy effect when a club can just go back to, have a dynasty, if you like, like the Storm have had?
Well, they got a picture of him in the paper today from 2003, his first premiership. He looks so young, but he's been so...
how much is it him?
Prolific.
How much is it him? How much is it Wayne Bennett when they talk about Bennett?
Well, I just think Craig's been, you talk about culture at football clubs, and the Melbourne Storm, I think it's something ridiculous. They've only missed the finals once in the last 20 years or something like that. Anyway, I think it's just, they lose Cameron Smith, they lose Billy Slater, Cooper Cronk. They're still consistently playing in finals, and now they're back to a grand final, and they're a good chance of winning the premiership. So he just knows how to, when good players leave the club, he just knows how to bring through the next generation and turn them into, from good players into great players. So Jerome Hughes is a great example of that.
Yeah, it is. But not only that, Lockie, look, he's also got the ability to sort of identify someone. Like Sean Bloor, for example, we were talking about the fact he was playing for the West Tigers last year and at times couldn't even make the West Tigers run-on team.
He's playing cute
and
up,
now he's playing in a grand final. Trent Liero, he's just got a way. Josh King, even Nick Meaney, of getting these players that are kind of they're not standout superstars, but then turning them into key individuals in the team who can do their job.
Yeah, well, obviously a great mentor, but the system, is something that he's created that makes the player. And a lot of these players you just mentioned were let go by their clubs, and he just goes, well, righto, I can see the potential there. Bring me that individual. I'll put him in our culture and our system, and I'll get him to reach his potential.
Not too many competitions in the world, sporting comps, where the coaches are the highest paid people either. He's on $2 million a year. I think he's been offered 2.5 and even more now from other clubs.
Bellamy.
Yeah, I mean, surely, Darren, that you must be wanting to dangle just a couple of toes in that arena. I mean, you're up there in Susie O'Neill personal wealth. I mean, you do not need the money. Let's be frank here. But on some point, $2.5 million, that's big dough for a coach.
Well, I guess that success brings, wealth to a football club, and that's if you're constantly playing finals football, then your football club's going to be, making money, and I guess if that's the way to create, profit for your business, then if he's the key individual that's going to bring success, then that's why he's the highest paid coach in the game, but he's earned that, and it's there for a reason. And the Melbourne Football Club, I think, Melbourne Storm, I think the Broncos and the Melbourne Storm are the most followed club in the NRL by a bit of a margin. And I think Brisbane, obviously, the Broncos is a big brand, but the Melbourne brand gets followed because they're always winning.
Yeah. Yeah, they just, like you said, I think you're accurate about that statistic too, Lockie, that it's 20 years he's missed the finals once. But then on the other side of the ledger, you've got Ivan Cleary, and he's doing something that we haven't seen before in the NRL era, taking a team to a grand final 5 times in a row. And look at the turnover of players he's had. Look at like the players that he's lost: Crichton, Kickow, Burton, like Appy Coruscant. He's lost a lot of players from his team, but same as Bellamy, he's been able to maintain consistency, and I guess that speaks to the culture of the Panthers as well.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we always talk about the pathways at Penrith. They've got a great sort of breeding ground out there, but you still got to be able to bring them once they come into that elite level. You still got to be able to get them to perform. And 5 grand finals in a row. I think the last team to do that was St. George in the maybe late 50s, early 60s.
Crazy,
so, like, it's ridiculous in the modern game. And as you mentioned, Ash, the players he's had, because of the salary cap, when you have success, you naturally have to shred a few players because you just can't keep them all. And he's had to do that, consistently over the last 4 to 5 years. And so to get back to this stage again is a huge achievement.
Who do you reckon's going to win?
Oh, the Storm for mine. I just think they're fitter and they're fresher. Like I said at the start, I think Nathan Cleary's injury will have an impact. He's obviously the best player in the game, but he's definitely not 100%. And the thing about Craig is he studies the opposition a lot, probably more than any other coach. So he'll have plans in place to, I guess, negate Nathan's impact with the football. But I also think he'll be silly not to target him when they've got the football. So he'll get a fair bit of traffic going his way, I think, Nathan Cleary.
Like that bomb you put up in Origin that time.
That was. I've told you that story before, Lutzy. That was miscommunication.
Right. Save it.
I told Smithy to tap it and throw it back to the big boys because our big boys wanted to get into them, and Smithy decided to kick it to the smallest guy on the field, Kurt Gidley.
Yeah, it was Kurt Gidley. That's right. Poor old
Kurt Gidley. He did nothing wrong to anyone.
Yeah, poor old Kurt. Got to get about 13 Maroons pile on top of him. Yeah.
Looking forward to the coverage.
16 hours of it on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Not enough.
Kick-off 6:30, but it's going to be a massive day. And go the Devs in the early game as well against Newtown. Good on you, Lockie.
No worries, team. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the grand final Sunday.
There we go. See Darren Lockyer and the rest of the footy action on Nine's Wide World of Sports from 5:30